Worksheet 2. All right, under worksheet 2, again, there's pictures that are the answers to these. So if you're getting stuck, you could look at my answers. Okay, now this comes from chapter 3, which is basically other ways of presenting data. So you're going to see this like in the next week anyway. This is called a scatter plot. I got some points. Now, I managed to talk to a person and I managed to ask them 2 questions before they walked away. How many pets you got? How many hours a week do you spend outside? Okay, so these are not frequencies. It's not I found 4 people who said 0. This is just one person. This is a different person. I only talked to 5 people here. Okay, and each person answered that question, answered that question. So each person here gets a dot that goes with them. Okay, so these aren't going to be bars because those are not frequencies. All right, so the first person, I asked him, how many pets you got? They went 0. How many hours do you spend outside per week? 4. And the second person, I said, how many pets you got? 1. How many hours do you spend outside? 7. Okay, so these people are going to get a dot. They're not going to get bars. And I need to go all the way up to 14 here. All right. So this first person, now it's doing X and Y coordinates, 0, 4. 0 pets, 4. There's the dot that matches up with them. 1, 7. 2, 9. 3, 12, and 4, 14. It's not a perfect line. It's pretty close, really. I mean, I could almost do it, but there might be a little bit of a wiggle to it. I'm not all that accurate anyway. Okay, but I can definitely see some kind of relationship because it said reach some sort of conclusion. I could say the more pets you have, the more time you spend outside, which might make some kind of sense because, you got to take the dog for a walk and everything like that. I could say the more time outside, the more pets you have. Because we don't know, correlation is not causation. We don't know which is causing the other. Okay, I'm going with the more pets, the more time outside as my relationship. Okay, if you want to say the more time outside, the more pets, maybe that's true. Because if you're one of those really outdoorsy people and you love to go on for a run and then mountain climbing and then you always got to have a pet. You're wearing them out. You got to drop one off at home and go take a different one mountain climbing. Okay, so it might be being outside that makes you think, I need another dog. Okay, we don't know. We didn't ask that question. All we know is that there's some sort of relationship between owning pets and going and spending some time outside. All right, let's try this second one. Age. Now let me mark this off. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Okay, there I'll be able to squeeze all the ages on. And looks like the highest number there is 23. All right, so that's 20 right there. Okay, so 18, my 18-year-old, they're here. And they get a dot up here at 20. Then my 27-year-old gets a dot, 14. 35-year-old, 23. Okay, it's not following a particular pattern so far. 49, 18. 18 is probably a little higher than that. 62, 19, and 75, 20. I can't see any kind of relationship here at all. I mean, they're just all over the place. Okay, and that's what it can happen. You can ask 2 things. Maybe you think they're related to each other, but then they're not. These 2 things, your age has nothing to do with how much time you spend driving. I mean, 18-year-olds may love driving and they may just go around driving just for the sake of driving. 75-year-olds just really, they got to get down to business. But everyone knows how to drive. I mean, assuming they're over the age of 16, they know how to drive and they spend whatever hours they need to get their life done. There's no relationship here. I don't see a line anywhere, or even anything that could kind of approximate a line. So that's what I would write there. All right. Again, let me mark this off in tens. Okay, so the 15-year-old, okay, I gotta mark this off, and I gotta get up to 33. 10, 20, 25, 30, 33. Okay, the 15-year-old, 33 tweets. 21-year-old, 31 tweets. 33-year-old, 27. 42-year-old, 42-year-old, 20. That's about there. 58-year-old, 4. 77-year-old, 1. Okay, again, it's not a perfect line. It sort of veers off. It kind of tapers off down here. It might even be some sort of like weird parabola or something. Who knows? But near enough. Call that a line. Okay, it's a little wiggly, but it's not a perfect line, but it's a line. So I could say the older, the less tweets. You could say the younger you are, the more you tweet. It would probably be a little weird to say, well, the less tweets you do, the older you get. Okay? Because you can't think, well, I'll just throw away my Twitter machine right now, and obviously that's going to decrease my age. Or if I start tweeting more, then that'll decrease my age. Okay? I'll just get Twitter, and I'll just tweet up a storm, and suddenly I'll be 15 years old again. Okay? Correlation is not causation. We don't know which one is causing the other, but I kind of think it's probably because old people don't know how to use technology. Now, you might be able to think of an outlier to this, a certain 70-something-year-old who tweets a lot, but as a general rule, old people don't tweet. Okay? So the older you are, the less you tweet. That's my guess as a relationship. It doesn't matter if yours is different than mine. The younger you are, the more you tweet or something like that. It's just that you've noticed a relationship and you jotted it down. So again, you just go and you can look at the answers that I gave, and you can go, well, I didn't like that answer, or, oh, well, it sounds pretty good to me. And then you could write the same conclusion if you want, or you could rewrite it a different way if you want. Okay, and then you would hand that in for your homework for worksheet 2. All right, so that would be that.